They say every small town has its secrets, but none quite like Black Hollow. I want to tell you about what happened to my brother and me last October, just before Halloween. Some stories are meant to stay buried, but this one needs to be told. Growing up, we'd always heard the whispers about Black Hollow, that ancient stretch of forest where the trees lean in like curious onlookers, their branches reaching down like gnarled fingers. The old-timers would say the forest had no bottom, that if you ventured deep enough, you'd find yourself walking on nothing but the memories of the dead. I used to roll my eyes at those stories. Just small-town folklore, I thought. The kind of tales you tell around campfires to scare kids into staying where they belong. But my brother, he was different. He had this YouTube channel dedicated to horror exploration, and Black Hollow was his white whale. There was this persistent rumor that caught his attention. A house that only appears at dusk, standing on what locals swore were stilts made of bone. Windows that blinked like eyes, always watching, always waiting. He became obsessed with finding it, documenting it. And like any good sister, I couldn't let him go alone. The first hour in those woods was deceivingly normal. Squirrels darting between trees, leaves crunching under our feet, birds calling in the distance. But then everything changed. It was like the forest itself took a breath and held it. The silence that fell was so complete, so absolute, it felt like a physical weight on our shoulders. That's when we found it, the trail. But this wasn't any ordinary path. No, what we saw made my blood run cold. Dolls, dozens of them, hundreds maybe, all weathered and worn. Their empty eye sockets staring up at nothing, forming a twisted path deeper into the darkness. Their plastic bodies had been flattened into the earth, creating a macabre yellow brick road. My brother's eyes lit up with that familiar gleam of excitement. But something inside me screamed to turn back. Yet I couldn't leave him, not there, not then. We walked for what felt like hours, but our phones kept showing the same time, 4:44. Over and over again, no matter how many times we checked. And then we saw it, the house. Standing there like a nightmare made real, its walls seeming to pulse with some kind of dark life. It sagged to one side, as if centuries of holding terrible secrets had become too heavy a burden. My brother raised his camera, his hands shaking with excitement, but I knew we'd found something we were never meant to see. The question wasn't whether we should enter that house. The question was whether it would let us leave once we did.